Welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining in. So as you can see guys, we are going to start this again by looking at the price action of Bitcoin in a weekly time frame. And this video is also going to be more of an update video from yesterday, because since many of you might have missed the video from yesterday, and also for those individuals who are watching this for the first time guys, for you, I'm actually going to describe this scenario very quickly. Because if you would look at this price structure here in a weekly time frame and also look at this moving averages, this orange line is the 50 weekly moving average and the red line here is 200 weekly moving average. Whenever the price of Bitcoin has seen any sort of a corrective move and price finding support at this 50 weekly moving average, you can see we have always seen some sort of a really nice impulsive move playing out for Bitcoin. And once the support here got broken around this 50 weekly moving average, the price indicated an actual downtrend, which brought us all the way towards the 200 weekly moving average. And whenever the price found support at the 200 weekly moving average, that also indicated that was the bottom, and now we might be preparing ourselves for another movement here to the upper direction. And you can see here from 2013 and also here in 2017, pretty similar scenario. Corrective move, this corrective move found support at this 50 weekly moving average, a relief rally here, and again once we failed to find support at this 50 weekly moving average, you can see right, we saw this pullback, and this pullback also brought us all the way towards this 200 weekly moving average. Finding support at the 200 weekly moving average is actually a sign that after that the price could see another impulsive move to the upside, and this is exactly what we witnessed here in 2019. Again, similar price correction, you can see price found support at this 50 weekly moving average, had a relief rally, and again was unable to find support when it got tested twice, right? So after that you can see pullback, and this pullback here in 2020 also, but this was more of a black swan event, also found a support at this 200 weekly moving average. And after that we started another move here in an upper direction. So if this is going to be a pretty similar scenario also here in 2021 guys, then you can see the price here is actually hovering around this 50 weekly moving average. In the past, finding support at this 50 weekly moving average has led to some really nice relief rally type of scenario in the price action of Bitcoin. So we are also expecting the price of Bitcoin right now could also be preparing itself for another movement here before choosing an actual trend direction. Because if this is going to fail and price is also not going to find support at this 50 weekly moving average, then we are aware the price here could be getting gravitated towards this red line here to the downside, which is 200 weekly moving average. So this scenario will be looked time and again in my video, but right now the reason why this 50 weekly moving average actually does make sense is because you can see here guys, if you would look at this price structure here, what we can do is we can simply take this trend line here to the upside, right? And also we can do similar here to the downside, because right now this here could be forming this bigger rising wedge type of scenario. And according to this rising wedge, you can see resistance, right? Support, and this line exactly where this 50 weekly moving average is also could be acting as a support. So if this support at this 50 weekly moving average remains, then we could be actually expecting some sort of a relief rally playing out for Bitcoin, because we also have support from the lower line area of this rising wedge. So let's see how this one is going to play out. And not just only this scenario, but if you would also look at this current structure of Bitcoin right now in a daily time frame, you can see here guys. And also guys, I would really appreciate if you could take just 2 seconds of your time and destroy that like button. And for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. Yesterday we did talk about this falling wedge type of scenario playing out for Bitcoin, and inside this falling wedge we were also forming this very nice ascending triangle. We said if the resistance is going to be there and price is also continuing here to the downside, around this 30,000 price range is where we would be looking at. But now you can see the buyer stepped in. You can see the price is now at a very interesting area guys, because this line here was a strong resistance line, didn't let the price to close out of it. You can see it tried plenty of time, and now we are also exactly around this area. So if the price of Bitcoin right now manages to break above this 34,500 price range, then we could be re-entering this ascending triangle, and also we are breaking out of this upper line area of this falling wedge. So that could actually turn the price to see some sort of impulsive move playing out, because this line here, not just only in a daily time frame but also in a 4-hour or in a smaller time frame like 1 hour time frame, does actually make a lot of sense. Let me show you that right now here. So if you have watched my video from yesterday, I showed you guys a very simple scenario that was actually pointing out that if the price here wants to see any sort of an impulsive move or this continuation pattern here to the upside in an hourly time frame, just look at this RSI line, because this RSI line was actually following this rising trend line. Once the support here at the rising trend line got broken, you can see, right, which was acting as a strong support line, plenty of time. Once this support got broken, we saw pullback here in RSI and also pullback in the price action of Bitcoin. Again, another rally here to the upside. You can see here, once the support got broken, we saw this pullback in the RSI and also pullback in the price action of Bitcoin. You can look at this RSI line here. It was following this rising trend line. So I say to you, if this is going to follow this rising trend line, then there is also a possibility that trend is going to continue here in an upper direction. And if the RSI fails to find support at this rising trend line, then we must be aware the price here could be potentially seeing another pullback type of scenario, because the price movement what we are witnessing here could be also looked in a bit different, baby. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, right? It is still building lower high structure. So if this is not going to be a descending channel, then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to look this as a falling wedge type of scenario, because we said in a daily time frame the resistance line here at this area, you can see this resistance line was not letting the price to break. You can see now we are also seeing this small red candle, which is also indicating the resistance is there right around this price area. So that's why you can see here as well in an hourly time frame, if this resistance line does also gets broken here in an hourly time frame, then we might be expecting some sort of an impulsive move playing out for Bitcoin. But if we get a strong resistance from this upper line area, which previously also acted as a strong resistance line, you can see, right? So if we are going to see a strong resistance around this area and also this RSI line is going to break below this rising trend line, right, then we have to be careful, because this could be also indicating another pullback type of scenario before price starts again choosing a possible trend direction. So this area must be monitored very carefully. And not just only that, yesterday I also included this one interesting scenario for you guys. You can see here, this is also here in an hourly time frame. And now what I'm actually going to do here is I am going to add another descending channel, right? Because you can see very clearly, guys, this line here, the upper line from this falling wedge, and also from this line here, this another bigger falling wedge in a daily time frame, the resistance around this area, and also here in a smaller time frame, in an hourly time frame. Now with this descending channel, we can also see a clear resistance from this upper line area. So now we are very aware that if the price of Bitcoin does manages to break out of this 34,500 resistance line, then we could be expecting some sort of an impulsive move to continue here for Bitcoin price action. But any sort of a rejection, we are also aware that this line here could be still forming this lower highs, lower lows continuation pattern. So we have to be very careful, because finding resistance from this upper line is also going to make this dead cat scenario valid. Because yesterday, if you remember properly, I showed you Fibonacci from this swing high till this swing low area, right? And said you guys, whenever you see the price of Bitcoin showing any sort of relief rally in this way, corrective move, relief rally, this relief rally will never end above 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. So if we would see price finding support above this 0.618, then we could be actually very sure that this trend here could be continued here to the upside. But if we get a strong rejection from this 0.618, then we have to be careful, because you can see after that we saw this pullback, right? Price tried one more time, got a rejection again from this 0.618 and also the upper line area from this descending channel, and then a pullback type of scenario. So now if you would look here again in Bitcoin price action from this swing high till this swing low area, you can see now this is also a pretty similar scenario, just like in the past Bitcoin price action. We are finding a strong resistance from this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. Exactly when we had this corrective move and this relief rally is also finding a strong resistance from this upper line area of this descending channel and also the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level. So that's why I'm saying you, if we are able to break out of this upper line area, then we are also going to break out of this 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level, and finding support above that will indicate the trend here might be potentially continuing in an upward direction. So let's see how this one is going to play out for Bitcoin. So these are some of the interesting scenario I thought sharing with you in today's episode. If you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.